Hey there, it's Raven Scry here today with another crypto reading. This one's been offered by Lou, so thank you, Lou. Before we start, none of this is financial advice. You always have to follow your own heart and intuition before investing. And the three projects that Lou has requested are Troll, Casper with a C, and Osaka Protocol. Now, if you would like one of these readings, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me via the About page of the channel and the email from there. Enjoy. Now, the first coin that I'm going to read is Troll. Now, Troll's done very well so far, as we know. And I'm going to open up to Spirit now and just ask them what they have to share around Troll. There's a lot of heightened energy, and there's a lot of watching. It's like I'm seeing crowds watching and like, wow, there's a tension that's certainly coming through. It's like they're showing me the top of something. It's like it's kind of moving up to this top, but then there's this kind of it's almost like it's pulling back a bit within the way that they're showing this, because it's like all these people are waiting and watching at this particular point that they're showing me, which feels pretty current of where we are. But it's like it's almost going up, but then they're sort of pulling back, but it's kind of just showing me that. But as I ask, if we move further into 2024, into 2025, Troll, talking about triple numbers, which I think came up in the last read that I was doing for you, triple numbers and triple X's. So I'm going to ask Spirit, are we going to move beyond all-time high from where we're at? As we move down 2024 into 2025, are we going to get higher? Yes. And they're giving me, yes, thumbs up. It's like they're talking about seeking new coins. It's almost like there's people that are shifting money from coin to coin and obviously trying to collect pumps and shifting, but there is something that's staying with this one and positive within its movement. And I asked Spirit, what have you got to share around Troll, the project Troll that's done very well so far? New levels, new heights, success, greater adoption. It's almost like it's going to be more seen and more talked about later on. It's more recognised within the community is the way that this comes through. It's like it's somehow dormant in some way to so many people, but there is this kind of sense of people knowing about it, or others or community knowing more about this project later on. And I ask, anything else that you have to share around Troll. They're giving me a tick, financial success. Is there anything that we should be mindful of around Troll? I'm asking Spirit. They're giving me a no. They're crossing. They're giving me a cross, like no. They're not really wanting to share anything around being mindful around something or perhaps negative vibes. I'm asking, is there something else significant that you want to add? They're just pointing up. They're just pointing to it going further up. Is how this comes through. And I want to ask if there's any significant months. It's like they're showing September. I feel as though I'm drawn to September, but there's a reference to October, and I'm seeing some sort of drawdown, some sort of pull down reference that they're showing me here, which is interesting. And I ask, is there anything more that they wish to share around Troll before we move along to the next coin? They're just talking about it going higher, future success and growth. There being more seen, more recognised for what it is. More eyes are on it. But there is some reference to this kind of top area that's almost like there's some sort of resistance here that feels like it could pull back a bit, but it still feels like, as we move further and further, it's going to move up. More X's is the way that Spirit says. All right, so I'm going to move along now to the next project that you requested, and that's Casper with a C. Okay, as I connect to the energy of Casper with a C, I'm kind of being pulled down a little bit, and kind of it's just dragging me down. I just feel this energy of dragging down, and I'm getting reference to a cross, like a negative kind of vibe, and I'm seeing a lot of red within it too. And I ask Spirit, help me to understand this. What have you got to share around the project Casper with a C? And it's interesting, there's been, doing your readings, there's been so many numbers. I think that's been the most in readings that I've had come through. I just see another 1111. So it's very interesting. So there's obviously information in this that's meant to be heard and aligned with Spirit in some way. But moving back to Casper, it's like they give me this kind of cross, and I ask, okay, what have you got to share around Casper? It's almost like they're taking me away from it. What have you got to share around Casper? No, they're not. They're just they're not really stepping in to want to meet me here with Casper. And they're just sort of showing me this stagnance. And I ask, is there anything more they can offer around the project, or anything to be, mindful of, or any important information that they can share around Casper? They're talking about it. It perhaps will have its moment, but no, they're just giving me this sense of like, we're not, not too keen on this one. Is the way it comes through. And as I ask, okay, moving into 2024, 2025, into the trajectory of Casper, what can you show me where we are? And it is like there's movements up, but I'm just, there's heaviness, there's a stagnance, just keeps pulling me and dragging me back down with Casper. So I'm trying to, sometimes I'm trying to see the good in something. And I know the purpose of it is to decipher, what's a good coin, what's not a good coin. But sometimes I'm wanting more. I'm like, hey, Spirit, give me more. But they just kind of pulling back. It's almost like it fizzles the reading out before it's even kind of started. And, this could be because it's a coin that is not going to do well, but it also, they might not like it as well. There is kind of higher guidance that takes place through the readings, as well as to what they want to support and what it's connected to within the spirit realm, and other connectivity within the realms, if that makes sense. But Casper, they're just giving me a stagnance and a red kind of line that's blobbing along the bottom, and not really moving beyond certain points. So I'm going to move away from Casper on that note. All right, so the last coin that you've asked about, and I think we've got a little bit more time for this coin, so maybe there's some reason for that, is Osaka protocol, Osak. And they say that, it's created by who created SHIB, for the people who missed out on the SHIB gains last cycle. So that's very interesting. That's what I've heard, but I'm going to connect to Osaka's energy now, and just see what Spirit has got for me here. Now, they're showing me a tree, and it's interesting. They're wanting to show a scene. It's like a tree. It's like a palm tree. It's like I'm on an island. And, there's the blue water. It's very sunny, and it's interesting because the meme of Osak comes up to me. The picture on the coin. It's like he's a being, and he's walking up to me, and he's handing me some coins, and it's like I just kind of look at the coins, these golden coins, which is kind of interesting, and I say, okay, help me to understand this, Spirit. What is being shown through this scene? These are for you, he's saying, and there'll be many more where that came from. And it just shows there's just a big growth. There's just big movements of growth. It's like behind him there's just, it's like he shows me with his mind. It's like boom, 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 it just moves up, up, up. Strong adoption. Talking about new levels of wealth within the community as well. And success, success here. It feels quite potent in the way that they're sharing and showing this. But I'm going to ask Spirit, is there anything more that you wish to show or share around this project? There's going to be many more coins than those, is kind of what this Osak creature said. But it's like, is there more to add here? They're talking again, this is references to X's and triple X's. It's like they're talking about triples. Now, whether it's actually significant as a 3, or it's more like they're referencing the number 3 with X's. It's just like these triples. They're speaking about triples. And they keep bringing up this reference to triple X's. And this is with this project as well. And I ask, can you give me more on the triple X's? And they're saying abundance. They're just the one word. It's like abundance. And they're pointing to mountains. They're pointing to the top of the mountains. It's like, look over there. But these mountains are in the distance, and they're quite far in the distance. But these mountains are very, very high, but it's like they're not right here. We're not at the bottom of the mountain. There's still a way to walk to get all the way over to those mountains and then move up those mountains. So it feels like there's definitely growth and possibility here for Osaka protocol. It feels very positive and very promising in some way. So I'm just going to ask, moving into 2020, further into 2024, into 2025, in regards to price, triples, they just keep saying triple X's. Okay, a little bit more, Spirit, what else do you have to share around Osaka and its movements? They're talking about parabolic, parabola. They're giving me that word again, which I know I've said I don't like to use because it seems like, like it takes you into that mode of like quick, but that's the word they're using. So I'll just offer that perhaps there's going to be some parabolic kind of element that happens later on with it. So just keeping that in mind. And I just want to ask if there's anything that they wish to bring attention to, anything important that they wish to bring attention to. It's interesting because they're speaking of Cambodia, some sort of adoption or something, referencing countries. Now, it feels as though perhaps, this is kind of placement of certain levels of adoption with the project, or there's some connection here. And they're just showing levels of growth from that. It's like, boom, level 1, level 2, it's just expanding and growing, but somehow implementing it into Cambodia or areas around Cambodia and that connection. Also, that's quite interesting. And I ask, is there any significant months to keep in mind for Osaka? Okay, help me to understand that, Spirit. They're not really wanting to give me, they kind of point me to September, but not necessarily. Again, there's this, I ask, is there any significant months that you wish to give? March. Okay, they're referencing, it feels as though there's like some sort of down element, some sort of drop that is over, it's like over a few months, it looks like. It feels like it's connected to May, and in reference to buying dips in May. So just keep that in mind. It's almost like there's a period that it's dropping in its price, but there's certainly an opportunity here to get in around May is what they're showing me. So that's certainly interesting. Okay, and again we got 444s. Wow, we just keep getting the abundance of numbers here in this reading. So exciting. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed those readings. If you have any thoughts or any comments, please don't hesitate to pop them below. And also, if you like one of these readings, please get in touch with me via the About page of the channel and the email from there. I'll see you again soon. Raven Scry signing off.